Hello everyone. In our previous video of the shoulder complex palpation series, we learned how to accurately palpate and localize the inferior angle of the scapula. This palpation skill was handy and helpful to diagnose the shoulder impingement syndrome cases in which there is scapular dyskinesia in the form of poor outward rotation movement of the scapula due to hypoactive serratus anterior. Now moving ahead, in this video we are going to learn how to palpate the further scapular landmarks involving the superior part of the medial border of the scapula, the superior angle of the scapula, the inferior and superior edge of the spine of the scapula, and then the acromion angle and the spine of the acromion. Now to palpate the medial border of the scapula, the therapist utilizes the perpendicular palpatory technique, and the students who are for the first time trying to palpate the medial border of the scapula, it is an excellent opportunity to differentiate between the soft and elastic consistency of the skin and the muscle and the hard resistance that is offered by the edge of the bone. Now utilizing this transverse or the perpendicular palpation method, the therapist keeps on following the medial border of the scapula from the caudate to superior direction, and wherever it becomes difficult to accurately palpate the medial border, again, as was mentioned in the previous video, the therapist can always ask the patient to bring the shoulder back into medial rotation, and this is going to pop up the medial border of the scapula. The therapist now next tries to gain access and localize the superior most point of the medial border of the scapula, which is the superior angle. Now palpating the superior angle can often become difficult just because we have the bulky trapezius muscle, the descending fibers of which are running directly over the superior angle, and also we have the attachment of the levator scapulae in this region, and this muscle is often tensed, which can make it difficult to palpate the superior angle of the scapula. Now while progressing upwards using the perpendicular palpation technique, once the therapist feels he has reached the superior most point of the medial border of the scapula, now what the therapist can actually do is to confirm the location of the superior angle of the scapula. The therapist is going to place the tip of the index finger over the proposed point, and then is going to grab the arm of the patient in this manner and is going to elevate the shoulder girdle. Now this elevation of the shoulder girdle movement is also going to make the superior angle of the scapula rise upward, and therefore it will be easily felt under the palpating tip of the index finger, and the position or location of this particular point can be confirmed. Another important thing that needs to be remembered about the location of the superior angle of the scapula is that it lies approximately at the level of the second rib and lies directly inferior and adjacent to the first costotransverse joint. Now next, proceeding towards the palpation of the spine of the scapula. Now again, spine of the scapula lies at the level of the T3 spinous process, and it serves as an important landmark palpating which the therapist can have reliable access and can accurately localize the muscle bellies of the supraspinatus and the infraspinatus muscle. Another interesting fact about the spine of the scapula is that it actually projects in the direction of the opening up of the glenoid cavity, and this should be the ideal direction in which the glenohumeral traction should be given for maximum benefits. Now to palpate the inferior border or edge of the spine of the scapula, the therapist should begin the palpation from the median to lateral direction. The palpating fingers of the therapist are aligned in the inferior to superior direction. Now again, utilizing the perpendicular palpation method, the therapist tries to differentiate between the soft and elastic consistency of the muscle and the hard end feel that is offered by the bony resistance, and this bony resistance is offered by the inferior border or edge of the spine of the scapula. Now proceeding in this manner, the therapist keeps on palpating and localizing the inferior edge or border of the spine of the scapula and keeps on palpating from the medial to lateral direction. Now as the therapist keeps on following the inferior border of the spine of the scapula, what the therapist feels is that this inferior border of the spine of the scapula takes a sharp right angle turn in the anteromedial direction, and the point at which this inferior border takes a turn in the anterior direction is known as the acromion angle. Now similarly, the therapist should next try to palpate the superior edge or border of the spine of the scapula. Now for this, again the therapist is going to utilize the same perpendicular palpation method, and this time the fingers are going to be aligned from the superior to inferior direction. Again, the superior border of the spine of the scapula is palpated and followed in the lateral direction towards the acromion. And as the therapist keeps on palpating the superior border of the spine of the scapula, the therapist feels that at one point the fingers are actually contacting two bony landmarks. This is the point where actually the posterior border of the clavicle and the superior margin or the border of the spine of the scapula are converging towards one another. The palpation next proceeds towards determining the lateral border of the acromion process, the tip of the acromion process, and the acromioclavicular joint. And this we will be covering in detail in our upcoming video. Do stay tuned, as we also will be covering important treatment techniques that can be successfully implemented by the therapist after gaining the palpatory knowledge of the shoulder complex joint. So see you all in our next video. Till then, keep learning, keep sharing, and stay connected.